According to Yusha Gupta and Pushpa Singh from the University of Rajasthan in 1982, they conducted a study comparing love marriages in the United States and arranged marriages in India. They discovered that love marriages had strong passion in the beginning but lost compassion over the years, whereas love marriages had no passion in the beginning but the compassion was only growing over the years. So, marriage is probably a milestone in most people's life. Marriage has many benefits, like always having someone helping you navigate through life. The way adults find partners differs greatly around the world. Marriage happens in different ways. For example, in the US, a typical marriage involves a couple who have been dating for several years or months, whereas in other parts of the world, like Middle Eastern countries, a typical marriage usually involves a setup by some sorts by either parents or maybe the couple that they decide to get married. Marriage is a step in life that most of us will consider at some point. And with the rise of divorce rates, perhaps looking at a different but more successful way of getting married, like arranged marriage, is important. I come from a culture where arranged marriage is a norm. It is the way that my parents got married, it is the way that my grandparents got married, and it is probably the way that I will get married. So I branched out arranged marriage into three main statements. Arranged marriage is more practical than love-based marriage. Stability is more beneficial to a marriage than love. Arranged marriage's benefits to society outweighs love marriage's benefits. What I mean by arranged marriage, it is a marriage that involves parents finding their son or daughter a fitting spouse. Think about it as a blind date, where two people are arranged to meet without knowing each other prior. After having a discussion, they see if there is potential, they go on, they take the relationship further and get married, or they could take their separate ways. The problem with arranged marriage is that love vanishes over time, and when they face reality, things might start to crumble. According to Susan Gurwa, she mentions in her article in Psychology Today, love itself, it's not a strong foundation to build a long-lasting relationship because it evaporates. The same way that love comes quickly, it could vanish quickly, especially with the hardships of life. Since arranged marriage, a spouse is assigned to you by parents or other people, there is no emotion involved when choosing a spouse. According to Robert Epstein, a senior research psychologist at the American Institute for Behavioral Research and Technology, the key to a strong arranged marriage is the amount of parental involvement from the beginning. Now that love bias is gone, you could truly assess if that person matches you. So parents do know their children more, so they will know what might cause future problems. They would choose a person who matches their child's interests, values, and many more things. And they would calculate if this would be a future problem or not. But I don't mean that love is not an important key in marriage, but I mean that it could be built over time. Now that I have spoken about the practicality of arranged marriage, let's move on to the stability, why stability is more beneficial than love. An important part for a long-lasting marriage is stability. And arranged marriages have more stability than love marriages because of two main components. The first component to stability is less conflict. So conflicts can be a huge bump to a relationship. More specifically, if the parents weren't approving, parents of either sides of the couple do not approve of their marriage. So when a marriage is arranged, it would be assigned by the parents would try to find a spouse for their child. So there would be less guaranteed conflict. Like Debbie Thomas, who shared her story about arranged marriage, she mentions that her family were trying to help her find a partner, and it also brought her family closer. Another component is common goals. Most marriages usually are only based on self goals, but in arranged marriage, this is totally different because of the amount of people involved in it. So the couple's main goal would be making the relationship work. Now that I've spoken about the benefits of arranged marriage on the couple and the family, let's go on and explore the benefits of it on society. A huge problem in a Western-based society like the United States is divorce. According to the life of a single mom, which is an organization, it says that 15 million single parent led households in the United States. There are 15 million single led households in the United States, and 80% of them are single moms. So stability, like both parents being involved in the child's life, is important. In 2008, a study was conducted by Daily Science. It found that kids with active father figures in their life are less likely to suffer psychological problems. In arranged marriage, divorce is less likely to happen because everything have been calculated before the marriage. So the chances of things ending because of problems are slimmer. Arranged marriage has a huge impact to society. No, I don't mean that females are not educated. In fact, Debbie Thomas, that I mentioned before, she didn't get married until she graduated, until the winter she graduated from college. The Center for Disease and Control Prevention reported that there were 194,377 teen births in 2017, which is a huge number compared to other developed countries. With arranged marriage, these numbers of teen pregnancies would be non-existent, even if these pregnancies, there were pregnancies for teens. It would be through marriage, which means that there would be both parents involved, and there would be somebody financing that child. Another benefit, there are also some benefits to the government. Since usually in arranged marriages both parents are involved, there will be a stable provider. What I mean is that both parents will work to provide to the family. No one will be financially struggling. So the government would spend less money paying welfares because both parents are with each other. They will less likely have children in the foster care system, which means less money to the foster care system. So what I mean by modern day arranged marriages are different than the ones in the 1800s that used to happen. Successful arranged marriages are never forced because nothing forced worked. Love and passion are important factors of marriage, but instead of having them before marriage, we can have them after marriage. And arranged marriage also works for educated societies. For example, a lot of women do get married via arranged marriage, and they have got their PhDs and completed graduate school too. Finally, we've looked at arranged marriages are more practical than love-based marriages. Stability is more beneficial to a marriage than love, and arranged marriages benefits to society outweighs love marriages. Marriage is a step in life that most of us will consider at some point, and with the rise of divorce rates, perhaps looking at a different but more successful way of getting married like arranged marriage is important. It would be really hard to incorporate arranged marriage in Western-based society, but maybe getting out of the usual love-based marriage and incorporating arranged marriage is a solution for many societal problems. Now ask yourself, are the Disney fairy tales and romantic comedies that we dreamed of work for marriages?